Good morning, students. So the last session we have seen what is the rate of reaction, what is the rate of appearance of products and disappearance of reactants. Now we start with the next topic, average rate and instantaneous rate. Now, first let us see the meaning of the term average rate. The rate of reaction over a large time interval is called average rate of reaction. What is instantaneous rate? The rate of reaction at a particular moment or instant of time is called instantaneous rate. Now, to understand it, let us take an example. Suppose I take my car from home, from Jaipur I can say, and I move to Delhi. The approximate distance 300 kilometers. I cover the distance in 5 hours. So what is the average speed? 300 divided by 5, that is 60 kilometers per hour. But was I driving the car always at the same speed? 60 km per hour? No. At times the speed may be more than 100 and at times it may be less than 20 km per hour. So 60 km per hour was my average speed, the rate of reaction over a large time interval. And if I'm moving from Jaipur to Delhi and at any time anybody asks me what is the speed of your car at present, so just I will see in the speedometer and I will say it is 80 km per hour. So that is instantaneous speed. Speed at that moment or instant of time. Same way, the rate of reaction at a particular moment or instant of time is called instantaneous rate. That means you are doing a reaction, you started the reaction at 10 o'clock and 10:30 you stopped the reaction. So if I ask you what is the rate of the reaction at 10:15 at a particular instant or moment of time, that is instantaneous rate. But if I find out the rate of reaction over the time interval 10 to 10:30, that is I take the time interval 30 minutes, then it is an average rate. The rate of reaction over a large time interval is called average rate of reaction, and rate of reaction at a particular moment or instant of time is called instantaneous rate. For any hypothetical reaction, we are back to the same hypothetical reaction. You know how to write the average rate. Whatever we were writing till now was average rate. So I can write it as minus 1 upon A delta A by delta T. This is the average rate, where delta T is a large time interval. I can write it in terms of B. I can write it in terms of C. We can write it in terms of D. So this is the average rate. And if we want to write the instantaneous rate, the instantaneous rate of the reaction will be written like this: dA by dt minus 1 upon A dA by dt, where dt tends to 0. Instantaneous, at a particular instant. Dt is a very small time interval and dA is a very small change in concentration in the small time taken dt, and dt tends to 0. In the terms of B, dB by dt. So this is only the change in expression. How do we express the instantaneous rate and the average rate of the reaction. So in the average rate, we consider a large time interval delta t, and in instantaneous rate, we consider a small time interval, that is dt, and dt tends to 0. Now, we will be determining the average rate and the instantaneous rate. We will see that graphically how can we represent the average rate and the instantaneous rate. Let us take this. We know that rate means the change in concentration upon time taken. The rate is change in concentration upon time taken. First, we are considering a hypothetical reaction R to P. R is the reactant and P is the product. And I am plotting a graph. First, I will be calculating the average rate and then the instantaneous rate. This is the graph. I am plotting the graph between concentration of the reactant and time taken. What we take, I take the initial concentration of the reactant. Whatever I have taken in a beaker, I take the initial concentration. Now, as the reactant is converted into product, the concentration of reactant with time will go on decreasing. Now, we are considering, I have started a stopwatch and time is 0 and it goes on increasing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, 30 and so on. The initial concentration of the reactant, that means when I start the stopwatch at 0, is the maximum concentration. And with time the concentration of reactant will go on decreasing. Let us see. When I draw the graph, I get a graph like this. With time, the concentration of reactant is going on decreasing. This is the graph we get. As the time proceeds, concentration of reactant is decreasing. Now, when I want to find out the average rate, I will consider any 2 time periods, a time interval. Maybe I take 5 and I take 15. Now, I draw a perpendicular at 5. This is my initial time Ti, and it cuts that curve at this point, and the concentration at time Ti will be Ri. Now at time 15, I drop a perpendicular again. This is my Tf, and we draw a perpendicular here. This will give me Rf. Now the average rate in terms of reactant will be equal to Rf minus Ri upon Tf minus Ti. This difference is delta T, and this difference is delta R. So average rate is minus delta R by delta T. This is how we find out the average rate in terms of reactant from the graph. Now we are finding out the average rate in terms of product. Again, we make a graph between the concentration of product and time. We know that initially the concentration of product will be 0, because in the beaker or the test tube I only take the reactant. So initially at time t is equal to 0, the concentration of the product is 0, and with time the concentration of product will go on increasing, and after some time it's constant. Same way. So this is the graph in terms of product. Now again, I choose any 2 time intervals. I again choose 5. So this is my Ti, and I draw a perpendicular here. So this will be the initial concentration of the product Pi. Similarly, I draw a perpendicular at 15. It cuts here. I draw a perpendicular here. This will be PF. This difference is delta T, and this difference will be delta P. So the average rate in terms of product will be delta P upon delta T. So this is how graphically we determine the average rate in terms of reactant and in terms of product. Now we are going to find out the instantaneous rate in terms of reactant and in terms of product. Again with the help of the same graph. So we are again considering the same graph, but this time we are calculating not the average rate, but we are calculating the instantaneous rate. First, in terms of reactant, obviously the graph will remain same. I want to find out the rate of a reaction at a particular instant, that means at when 10 minutes. When I have started the reaction, the time is 10 minutes. So I want to know the rate of a reaction at this instant. So I will draw a perpendicular here. The perpendicular will cut the curve at a particular point. At this point, I will draw a tangent which is equidistant from the center point. This is the tangent I have drawn. Now this tangent, I drop a perpendicular in the downward direction like this. And here, I drop a perpendicular in the left-hand direction like this. Now this is considered to be dr, and this is considered to be dt. So the instantaneous rate graphically will be dr minus, negative sign denotes that the concentration is going to decrease, minus dr by dt. Same way we do it in the terms of product. The graph will remain same, but this time we are finding out the instantaneous rate in terms of product. So let us see the instantaneous rate in terms of product. This is the time, this is the concentration of product. I take a particular time, suppose I take the time 15. So I draw a perpendicular like this. It cuts at this point. At this point, I draw a tangent. Again, from this tangent, I draw a perpendicular in the upward direction from this end, and from this end, I draw it in left-hand direction. This is considered as dt, and this is considered as dp. So the instantaneous rate in terms of product will be equal to dp upon dt. So this is graphically how we determine the average rate and the instantaneous rate for a reaction. Thank you.